Bro, do not press that ascend button. Like actually, close the shop and listen. There's a reason people are calling Ascension the most cursed system in Grow a Garden right now. All your shekels absolutely gone, all your mutated plants wasted, and all you get is a save slot and a lot of disappointment. But here's the twist. The devs just leaked that changes are coming, like literally this week. This whole fairy event style might potentially change, including the Ascension system. They also mentioned that they might rework the location of the Ascension shop. And the most important thing about this leak are the rewards that we're about to get. Because these rewards are actually not garbage like the ones we have right now. Because if we go up to this guy and we just look at the Ascension rewards, all we get is the same old save slot. Like who wants a new save slot? We already have 2. You got the good old egg capacity, pet inventory, cosmetics, plant inventory. Like other than these rewards, the Garden Ascension shop is totally lacking. So I can't wait to show you guys what these leaks actually show and what we might potentially get in this coming update. Before anything else, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to those who entered our last giveaway. I announced the winners in the comment section, but this video, I'm giving away 2 phoenixes and you guys should already know how to enter. All you have to do is like this video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment with your Roblox username and your favorite pet in the game. I read every single comment, so good luck to those of you who entered. Alright, as you all know, we got this fairy update a couple weeks ago, and this weekend didn't really change that much. But the one thing the devs and Jandel added was this Garden Ascension shop in the back right corner of your map. The reason that they added this was because Grow a Garden is literally dying, and it's mainly because of the economy. If you guys see the bottom left side of my screen, I have a number that not a lot of you can even read in less than 5 seconds. The broken economy is giving people a reason to not play this game, because every time they hop on, everyone's so rich to the point where there's not even a reason to actually play this game. Now the thing is, this Garden Ascension is basically a rebirth, but with just a fancy name. It resets all your progress and you get new currency tokens. So basically, if you go up to this guy in the corner of your map and you tell him you want to ascend, he literally says you get 10 garden coins, but you lose all of your shekels. Not just this 1 trillion shekel requirement. If you ascend to decide that you want these 10 garden coins, you are going to lose all of your shekels. So in my case, I'm losing this unreadable number. On top of that, this man is also asking you for a specific mutated plant. And in my case, it's an eclipsed tempestuous ember lily. Now to me, that just seems a lot of work just for 10 garden coins. And if I show you guys the rewards earlier, I don't think it's worth it. Who wants to spend all their shekels if they have over 1 trillion and go through the trouble of getting a mutated plant just so they can get these weak upgrades? Like I get these fences might look cool, but they're definitely not worth resetting your entire balance over. Like the devs have to be serious. Like I mentioned, that's why they added this Garden Ascension, is to fight the boredom people are having with this game and to balance this game's economy. Now, if we go in the Ascension shop again, you guys see how much coins you need just to get an extra save slot? You need 50 Ascension coins, meaning you guys need to reset your account, not your account, well, your shekel balance 5 times, along with a specific plant with specific mutations. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to do that 5 times in a row. And if you look at the other rewards, like I mentioned earlier, the egg capacity, the pet inventory, you have a chance to buy this 5 times, but that's going to take 100 of these Ascension coins, meaning you have to do that over 10 times just to get all 5 egg slots for your farm. Same goes with all these other ones, the pet inventory and the cosmetics. That's just going to take way too much time and people are going to get bored grinding this entire thing. But that's where I get to the main point of this video, and that is the Ascension update that Jandel announced on Discord the other day. As y'all can see on my screen, Jandel made an announcement on the Grow a Garden Discord saying he's going to be making some changes to the Ascension shop. He also mentioned it's going to be this week, so we do not have to wait that long. Bro has been at RDC and Roblox meeting with people and he's back on the grind now. See, RDC is this event where devs and creators meet up and talk, and hopefully Jandel's been getting some good ideas from that because bro really needs to save his game. I know y'all have been seeing the latest player counts. It literally went from 2 to 3 million now to over 500,000 to even barely 1 million. This is insane. But this is going to be the most important thing you guys need to know about this new update. If we go back on the Discord server, yesterday Jandel brought out a new poll asking people if we should remove Ascension or make it 10 trillion and easier fruit. Now the thing is, I haven't voted for this yet, but in my opinion, I think Jandel should actually just remove the whole Ascension system because it's way too hard. It looks like people want to do the 10 trillion easier fruit option. It's almost 50-50, it's 54-46. And you guys could still vote on this until Saturday, but that's just my opinion. I feel like there can be a way better system for this game to get its economy back and actually motivate people to play this game. Because this current system is way too repetitive and, like I mentioned, way too expensive to even get any of these upgrades. As y'all saw, Jandel was at RDC and he's currently discussing changes of the game with other devs and content creators. And since we're on that topic, I'm just going to go over the best suggestions from the Grow a Garden community on Discord. So if we go on the Discord, there was a whole person that gave a whole list of things that should be fixed for this update. And I'm just going to be going over every single thing with you guys and my opinions on them. The first thing that bro mentioned, DK of DK mentioned, was we should move the Garden Ascension shop. He says that it being where it is right now is just way too far and out the way from everything. We should put it in between the seed shop and the sell shop. And if we really do take a close look at it, why would it be in the corner of the map? Like, bro, why is it away from everything? What if I literally spawn on the back corner of the map? I'm going to take so much time just walking up here, taking a right turn. And as I speak, it's already taken a long time to walk to it. I feel like if the devs really do put it over here, it would be a lot more useful because you could just use a recall wrench or this sell button and you could just go up to it and buy whatever you want. And if you're not buying, you're ascending, right? So you could just go up to here and ascend whenever you want. And if they decide to not put it there, they can always put it in the middle of the map around the event. At the moment, we're in the fairy event, so I feel like if Jandel puts it in the corner of this or literally just on the side of this, it would be way easier and accessible to everybody. The second idea, and I think it's a really good idea, that the community mentioned is adding an Ascension bar. They say it's for faster and easier access and they should put it under the garden bar. So basically under here, where my head is. I feel like this feature would actually be really useful for those who's actually grinding this whole Ascension system. Because that way you see how many shekels you have up here and you also see the specific fruit you need with a specific mutation up here. That way you know where you exactly are in your progress in ascending. And the next point bro mentioned was the most important one, which is fixing the whole ascending system. And this guy's point is a lot of the things I kind of said earlier and also a lot of different things as well. So he said it's taking everyone's shekels and not the 1 trillion that it shows on the screen. So this guy apparently lost 500 sextillion for nothing at all. Ascending should not cost as much as it does to only ascend once. I said that earlier. And you only get 10 coins for that. So this guy basically says the cost should raise each time, but it shouldn't wipe your whole entire account. So this guy's example is the first time you ascend, it would cost 1 billion or 1 trillion. The second, it would be 5 trillion or 5 billion. And the third would be 10 billion or 10 trillion and so on. I feel like this would be the best way to go about it because so many people have so much money in this game and wiping their whole account is definitely not worth it just for 10 Ascension coins. Now, the thing I would change about that is I would make it to where like the giant event, you get new chests where you restock the shop, it triples the cost every time. So if you want to ascend for the first time, I say it would be like 1 trillion, then 3 trillion, then 6 trillion and so forth. Because that's a lot of exponential growth. It gets to a point where it's so big that even the biggest accounts get wiped down from the bottom, but at the same time, they still get rewarded with these Ascension coins. But if you're saying that's unfair to big accounts, because if you get to a number so big you can't make that back, I feel like Jandel should just reset that amount every single week so it's back to 1 trillion when the new week starts. That way it's fair for everybody, and I feel like that would balance the whole entire economy. Another thing this guy mentioned was removing the requirement of needing mutated fruits in order to ascend. This suggestion basically says that he only wants shekels in order to ascend. Bro said it would be better because not everyone has or can get these mutated fruits that are required for them to ascend. And I totally agree with that. I feel like the devs and Jandel should just make this whole garden ascension thing way more simple. If they really want to reset the economy, they shouldn't have people giving in specific fruits that are mutated just so they can get these tokens. Wiping their account is already enough. Now they want you to give them a specific fruit. Because what if someone doesn't have this Eclipse Tempestuous Ember Lily? What if someone really wants to reset their shekels, but they're too lazy to grow and mutate a specific plant? So I totally agree with this point. Jandel and the devs should just remove this whole system entirely. I'm talking about the giving the mutated fruits thing. The next suggestion is adding more than just one garden save slot. One garden save slot is not enough. There's 5 extra slots for eggs and pets. Make it so that there's 5 extra garden save slots too. If I go over here and I ask this guy what he's selling, we saw earlier that you can only get one save slot and it's worth 50 Ascension tokens. I feel like Jandel and the devs should have at least 3 of these, to make it worth playing this game for people. The egg capacity and inventory capacity is cool. I feel like they're too expensive too. 20 Ascension tokens is crazy just for one slot. But the save slots are actually huge because you can have different types of gardens. And having more than just one that you can buy is going to be a game changer for this game. So yes, I totally do agree with this add more than just one garden save slot suggestion. And what's crazy is this is on the starboard of the Grow a Garden Discord, so you know the devs are listening to this, and we might potentially get these in the next update. The next point this guy mentioned is changing the price of the garden slots, and I totally agree with that. I just mentioned that earlier because it costs 50 Ascension tokens. He also mentioned nobody can get these 50 coins, not when every single one of their shekels is being taken, and that's totally true. 10 coins for one save slot, 20 coins for 2, and so on would be better. And I totally agree with that. The more save slots you buy, and I feel like this should even be done on the pet eggs and inventory slots as well. The first one you buy should be 10, the second 20, the third 30, and so on for these other ones as well. That way people can actually afford it and they have a reason to play this game. Because who wants to just grind the game for one save slot and that's it? That takes way too much time and I'd have no motivation to play this game if that's the case. And the final suggestion bro mentioned was adding an ascended counter. He wants it so we can show off how many shekels we have, and so we can show off how many times we have ascended as well. Now, this is a goated feature if Jandel does add it. Because at the moment, it only shows on the top right corner if you're on PC. I don't know how to do it on mobile. It only shows how much shekels we have. Now, if it shows how many times you've ascended, that would be a total game changer. Because that's another type of flex. Because at the moment, you can only flex how rich you are with shekels, but no one really cares about shekels at this point because that's the whole reason this game is falling apart. The economy is absolutely inflated. If you add how many times you've ascended on this top right corner, that's how people will actually know you're rich in this game. It kind of reminds me of like the prestige system in Call of Duty. The higher prestige you have, the different symbol you get and the more respect you get from other people. So I feel like this is definitely an addition this game should add. I'm just glad Jandel and the devs are listening to these suggestions and actually putting it on the starboard on the Grow a Garden Discord server. And since we're on the topic of shekels, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about, and they're controversial topics in the community. Some people are asking for shekel trading to be removed completely. This is because people are using shekel trading to hide their money before ascending. Like, that's a smart way to do it, I'm not gonna lie, but that's just a bit glitchy and cheesy in my opinion. The thing is, the devs could disable shekel trading, but that's so risky. Instead of removing trading, I feel like the devs should lower the cost to ascend, like we mentioned earlier, and so does the community, and they should scale it better. But the things the devs should add to this Ascension shop, don't even get me started. I already mentioned the prestige system earlier, where they can put how many times you've ascended on the top right corner of your screen when you pull up the shekel count on the leaderboards. That would be a total game changer. But the thing I want the most, the devs to add to this game, is adding something like a bone blossom or candy blossom that you can buy from the Ascension shop. They can make it 100 Ascension coins for all I care. Because if they really want people to play this game for a long time, they should add limited time rewards like that, but make it hard to get in the shop. Because if they add the candy blossom in the shop for maybe 100 coins, I feel like people would definitely go for that. But the thing is, they should make it where it only restocks at a certain time like the seed shop to make it even harder to get. Now that's definitely something I feel like people would work hard to achieve. Same goes with the bone blossom and other rare seeds in this game like the sunflower. I don't know about 100 Ascension coins for those, maybe 75 or 50, but you guys get my point. Now, another thing I would add and I would recommend to the devs for new people to keep playing this game, let's face it, new people are what's going to save this game because the people who've already played it are tired of it. The new players need a reason to stay, and that's what's going to keep this game alive. Jandel and the devs need to make this game noob friendly and give a system for new players to actually get a ton of shekels instead of grinding slowly to the top. See, I don't know about you guys, but it takes a while to get a ton of money in this game, especially from the beginning. Once you're rich enough, you can get enough seeds, get enough sprinklers and pets to the point where you can get trillions of shekels. But when you're first starting, and I know you guys have been here, it is excruciatingly slow to get money in this game. Unless you have a rich friend that literally just gifted you a trillion shekel plant, if you're going the legit route like a lot of these new players, getting money in this game is so slow. And that's why Jandel needs to help these new noobs out in the game. So y'all, do not ascend yet. hold your shekels and your mutated fruits and wait until this weekend because we might get something bigger than we ever have before. Make sure y'all wait for this update before touching this garden ascension shop in the corner. Because who knows, it might be in the middle of the map come Saturday, or by the sell and seed shop over here. But I want to know from you guys, what do you think the worst part about ascending is, and what do you think are some good ideas Jandel should add this weekend to this ascension shop? Also, we are so close to 100,000 subscribers, and I would appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel. The Grow a Garden player count is slowly dropping, but I know it's gonna make a comeback. And if you guys subscribe, you can say you were part of the lowest low of Grow a Garden, and when we're back up, you guys can flex that. But yeah, please subscribe because we're so close to 100,000. Thank you. And do not forget, I am doing the giveaway, so make sure you enter by leaving a like I mentioned, subscribing, and leave a comment below with your Roblox username and your favorite pet in the game. Good luck to those of you who enter, and I will be announcing the winner by the end of the week. But as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.